everyone, here I am again with Double Trouble chapter number 3. In this chapter, when the real knights came to know about the fake knights, they all together went to save Appleton villagers. But they were surprised to see the strange behavior of Appleton people. Now, let's see what's in this chapter. Let's begin. Double Trouble chapter number 3. Wow! Macy said later that night. She scanned the massive destruction in the village of Appleton. Horrified by the damage, the knights had just arrived there from Brook. What kind of hideous brutes did this? Clay shook his head. Speaking loudly, he announced, "We must let these people know they are under our protection now." A lone apple flew through the air and conked Clay's helmet with a ping. "We don't want your protection," one of the villagers yelled. "What?" Clay gasped, astonished. In the short time he and the other knights had been protecting the realm, they had found that they were always warmly welcomed in the villages they visited. The people were grateful for their protection and usually greeted them with bells, cheering, and a warm meal. Clay was stumped. Why were the people of Appleton suddenly acting so different? Another villager screamed out, "See what happened the last time you protected us." He gestured at the mess that filled the town square. "Get lost." Lance held up a hand, smiling serenely. "Perhaps you misunderstood." He winked. "We are your heroes. Observe." He stuck an over the top hero pose. His plenty white teeth sparkled in the moonlight, but his smile quickly faded when the villagers gathered in the town square began pelting the group with apples. The 5 knights turned their vehicles and fled as a shower of apples and pork fritters rained down on them. They blasted their way through the town, dodging the foot attack. "Well, that has never happened before," Lance said, his eyes wide with disbelief. "Come on, Clay," Aaron shouted from his hover shield. "We can take them." Clay shook his head. "No, no, we are not fighting a bunch of innocent villagers." "But they threw apples at me," Axel whined, ducking his head to avoid another round of tasty missiles. Something warm and salty bounced off his helmet. Axel lifted it to his nose and sniffed, curious. "And bacon wrapped pork fritters." He took a bite and cheered up a bit. "Yum!" They attacked with mouth-watering comfort food. On the far end of town, Lance slowed his vehicle when he saw a young boy holding up a framed picture. The boy waved it in the air, trying to get Lance's attention. "Ah," Lance said, beaming. "Now that's more like it. Ah, a member of my adoring public seeking an autograph. Let me help you there, young fan of mine." He reached forward, happily bending down to sign the photo. But as he did, the boy tossed the picture at Lance's head, narrowly missing him. "Eek!" Lance shrugged. "That is so rude." The knights raced out of town while villagers continued to attack them. As soon as they reached the outskirts of the village, the 5 knights slowed and looked back. Clay turned to the others and asked, "Just what is going on here?" Deep in the forest, the evil knights were celebrating their successful day of looting and pillaging from suspecting citizens. Each of the knights carried its loot through the woods until they came upon their leader, Jestro. As the scheming team approached Jethro, he jumped up and screamed. "Aha!" he cried. "It's those do-gooders knights." Jethro spun around and ran towards a path, hurrying to get away. But instead of leading towards safety, the path dead ended in a slab of painted and painful steel. Jethro slammed into the make believe path and crumbled to the ground. "Let me guess," Jethro said, rubbing his head. "Another trick from the Book of Deception." The Book of Monsters chuckled and said, "Its powers are so magically misleading. That's actually a solid wall of steel designed to look like an escape path." The painted wall fell over, crashing into the ground with a magnificent thud. All part of the power that helped us create those fake knights over there. The Book of Monsters swiveled around, watching as the five knights were surrounded by a purple swirl of magic smoke. A moment later, the fake Clay, Lance, Aaron, Axel, and Macy turned back into Molter, Flamma, Sparks, Bunzi, and Lavaria. Some of Jestro's evil henchmen had posed as the knights in order to spread terror across the kingdom. Jestro cheered. This new magic of deception was genius. His evil henchmen pretending to be fake knights. This was extraordinary. The Book of Monsters smiled. "Now comes my favorite part." Jestro cheered even louder when his evil mobile transformed into an exact replica of the knight's rolling fortress. Oh, you could make two of me," Jestro said, whooping. "Then I could be twice as evil." The Book of Monsters rolled its eyes. "Or twice as much of a pain in my back cover. Let's just stick to this plan first." And that's the end of chapter number 3. I'll be back with chapter number 4. Till then, stay safe, have double free days. See you. Bye bye.